Welcome back, movie lovers. Today we're diving deep into Furiosa, the explosive prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. Get ready for an action-packed, emotional roller coaster as we explore the origin story of one of the most iconic characters in the Mad Max universe. Furiosa's journey is brutal, heartbreaking, and triumphant, so stick around as we break it all down, scene by scene. And of course, spoilers ahead. The movie opens with a contrast. We see the last remnants of life in a world torn apart by nuclear war and environmental collapse. The camera sweeps over the green place of many mothers, an almost mythical oasis of life, lush with crops and fresh water. This is one of the few remaining refuges from the desolation of the wasteland. The opening moments capture a sense of fleeting peace, with the vibrant greens and flowing water creating a stark contrast to the dusty brown desert we've come to associate with the Mad Max world. Here we meet a young Furiosa, no more than a child, alongside her best friend Valkyrie. They're picking peaches, a rare and precious fruit in this apocalyptic world. These scenes are quiet and serene, allowing us to feel Furiosa's connection to this paradise, a connection that will be shattered soon. Suddenly, the sound of motorcycles breaks the calm. Raiders from the biker horde, led by the merciless warlord Dementus, charge through the green place. Furiosa's instincts kick in, and she tries to sabotage the raiders' bikes, cutting wires, slashing tires, in a desperate attempt to slow them down. But her efforts are in vain, and she's swiftly captured. The tension in this scene builds as we watch the peaceful green place invaded by these savage, chaotic forces, setting the stage for the dystopian violence that defines the Mad Max world. Furiosa is taken as a trophy, her fate now in Dementus's hands. In a heart-wrenching sequence, Furiosa's mother, Mary, sets out on a mission to rescue her daughter. We follow her as she tracks the raiders back to their camp, a dilapidated, makeshift fortress. The emotional weight here is immense. Mary knows the dangers she's facing but refuses to leave her child behind. When she reaches the camp, there's a brief moment of hope as she and Furiosa attempt to escape. But their luck runs out when Dementus, in a savage display of dominance, catches up with them. This is where the film takes a dark turn. Dementus, cold and calculating, decides to make an example of Mary. In front of Furiosa's eyes, Dementus orders her mother to be crucified. The brutal imagery is haunting, leaving both Furiosa and the audience with a sense of loss and powerlessness. Before her death, Mary gives Furiosa a peach pit, a symbol of the green place and a reminder of hope. This simple object will play a crucial role throughout the story. The emotional devastation in this scene is palpable, and it sets the stage for Furiosa's long journey of survival, vengeance, and redemption. Years pass, and we see a teenage Furiosa being groomed by Dementus to be his adopted daughter. Dementus, a ruthless and deeply scarred warlord, sees something of himself in Furiosa, an orphan of the apocalypse. He's haunted by the loss of his own family, and this twisted connection drives him to keep Furiosa close for. Furiosa, however, is far from broken. She's biding her time, sharpening her survival skills. Dementus wants to use Furiosa to find her way back to the green place, but Furiosa keeps the location a closely guarded secret, tattooing a star map on her left arm as a reminder of home. Dementus's ambition grows. His army, the biker horde, sets their sights on the Citadel, an imposing fortress ruled by Immortan Joe, the tyrannical overlord we know from Fury Road. The Citadel has an endless supply of fresh water, a resource so scarce it's practically a currency. Dementus wants it for himself, but the initial siege fails as Joe's warboys, an army of fanatical warriors, repel the horde with brutal efficiency. The movie shows the raw, chaotic violence of these battles, explosions, gunfire, and motorized carnage that is signature to the Mad Max universe. Dementus, always thinking ahead, hatches a cunning plan. He captures Gastown, the oil refinery that supplies the Citadel with fuel, in a strategic ambush. Gastown is vital to the Citadel's operations, and Immortan Joe is forced to negotiate debts. In a tense and visually striking scene at the Citadel, Joe agrees to recognize Dementus's control over Gastown in exchange for food, water, and Furiosa. Joe, seeing Furiosa as nothing more than a pawn, imprisons her in his vault, a prison for his most valuable possessions, including his 5 wives, women he holds as breeders. It's here that Furiosa's iron will is put to the test. She's surrounded by fear and oppression, but she begins to plot her escape. Meanwhile, Rictus Erectus, Joe's giant, brutish son, takes a disturbing interest in Furiosa. His presence in these scenes is menacing, an ever-looming threat. One night, Rictus makes his move, attempting to assault Furiosa. But Furiosa, always one step ahead, escapes by using a wig made from her own hair, a detail that speaks to her ingenuity and resilience. She slips away, blending into the war boys by disguising herself as one of them. For years, Furiosa hides in plain sight, working her way up through the ranks of Joe's army. She becomes indispensable, playing the long game for her eventual escape. Here we see Furiosa's tactical mind at work. She helps design and build the war rig, a monstrous, heavily armored tanker that can withstand raider attacks. The movie takes its time showing us how Furiosa rises in status, becoming a trusted member of the war boys while secretly plotting her way out. As Dementus's grip on Gastown begins to weaken, one of his top lieutenants, the Octoboss, becomes disillusioned. Octoboss, a character marked by his ambition and cruelty, decides to betray Dementus. He leads an air assault on the war rig during a routine supply run. The action here is nothing short of spectacular. Helicopters swoop down over the desert, guns blazing, as Furiosa and Praetorian Jack, the rig's top driver, fight to survive. The sequence is fast-paced, with explosions, aerial stunts, and the brutal combat we expect from the Mad Max universe. Furiosa and Jack manage to fend off the Mortifiers, Octoboss's elite troops, but not without heavy losses. Jack is impressed by Furiosa's skill and resourcefulness. Rather than punish her for trying to steal the rig, he sees her potential. In a tense moment of mutual respect, he offers to train her. An alliance is born. Furiosa and Jack grow close, their bond forged in the fires of battle. Together, they plan their escape from the Citadel. Jack, disillusioned with Immortan Joe's tyrannical rule, shares Furiosa's dream of freedom. But fate has other plans. As Immortan Joe prepares to strike back at Gastown, Furiosa and Jack are sent to the Bullet Farm to collect weapons. But Dementus, still a step ahead, ambushes them. In the chaos, Jack is dragged behind a speeding vehicle to his death. A brutal reminder that no one is safe in the wasteland. Furiosa, in a harrowing moment of survival, is pinned under a vehicle. Her left arm is crushed and her precious star map, the key to finding the green place, is at risk. In a grisly and painful scene, she severs her arm to escape, sacrificing her star map to save her life. With the death of Jack and her dreams of returning to the green place slipping away, Furiosa returns to the Citadel, more determined than ever. In a climactic battle, she and the People Eater, Joe's advisor, set a trap for Dementus. The warlord is lured into the Citadel, and the war boys crush his forces in a stunning, fiery finale. Furiosa confronts Dementus in the desert. The chase that ensues is pure Mad Max, dust clouds, explosions, and relentless speed. Furiosa finally subdues Dementus, dragging him back to the Citadel, where she uses his body as fertilizer for a peach tree, a symbolic tribute to her mother's sacrifice. With Dementus defeated, Furiosa returns to the Citadel and is rewarded by Immortan Joe. He names her Imperator, a title of great power and respect. But we can see that Furiosa is far from satisfied. Her heart still longs for the green place, but she's come to understand that survival in this world comes at a cost. In the film's final moments, Furiosa meets Joe's 5 wives, the women we know will eventually escape with her in Fury Road. She shares a peach from the tree she grew, a bittersweet reminder of the paradise she lost. The movie ends with Furiosa preparing for another supply run, but now she's the one in control. And that wraps up the epic tale of Furiosa. This prequel shows us the harrowing journey that shaped her into the fearless warrior we know in Mad Max Fury Road. What did you think of her transformation from captive to Imperator? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth movie breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.